Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Well, Trump's told the RNC it's time to stop the stupidity. And has told Ms. McDaniel, time's up. The money, time, and energy for the RNC to hold debates when they know Trump's not going and Trump has expanded his lead to 50% is insanity. Absolute insanity. It tells you how bad the Republican establishment is. It's nuts. Elon Musk sues Media Matters. Why? Because of what they projected of his quote-unquote anti-Semitism, which is not true. Musk is hitting back hard, not only with the lawsuit. By the way, this is Media Matters of America, a woke organization. Put him out of business, Elon. Trump is 77 and he's fit, according to his doctor. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is 81 and he's senile. His birthday. Biden doesn't know the difference between Swift and Spears. He spoke about Spears' Brazilian Eras Tour. It's Taylor Swift. You know, when I think about the magnitude of Joe Biden's dementia, Parkinson, physical and mental health, and the media just ignores it. It is sad, it is wrong, it is evil, it is beyond all comprehension. The comptroller for the Trump organization testified they relied on outside accountants. That's what their defense is. A military aircraft overshot an Hawaiian runway and was floating out in sea. Apparently everybody's okay. Small business supports Trump to the tune of 60+%. That's not a shocker. A Houston lawyer, former Houston lawyer, killed 2 inmates by putting some stuff on the envelopes. Weird. Oregon, you know what? I didn't realize this. I mean, pot's one thing. Oregon legalized cocaine and heroin, and it didn't go very well. Shock? Hell no. I would never support that. Texas Attorney General's jumping in, and they're going to sue Media Matters too. DeSantis versus Newsom, a complete waste of time. Debate's going to be November 30th, hosted by Sean Hannity. Gates and China. Doesn't it kind of say it all that Bill Gates and China are the two that are buying up our farmland? The presidential debates are going to be September 16th, 2024, October 1st, and October 9th. And the VP debates are going to be September 25th. Candace Owens has lost her mentor, David Horowitz, who helped make her famous, but it doesn't matter now because she's now famous. A Ukrainian sniper, Jamie Spindley, broke the record. He shot a Russian 2.3 miles away.
Wow.
That is incredible. Right in the head. Isn't that amazing? You think about 2.3 miles, how far that is? Yeah. That's nuts. Sam Altman, who got canned from his previous AI gig, has been hired by guess who? Bill Gates and Microsoft. Royal Navy nuclear sub, Jamie, did you catch this? Had a malfunction and it sank to depths, almost crushed them all. And Petco, one of the largest pet places, is set to file bankruptcy. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has her day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show local news, sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. Well, 28 people were arrested, and Central Kentucky is part of a drug roundup. Get them, boys. The father of the murder of 3 sons in Claremont County. Boy, cleans up well, doesn't he? A lot of motions being heard, this, that, and everything yesterday. Westchester quadruple murder. He murdered his whole freaking family. He appeared in court too yesterday. Just motions. That's all requests. This is a funny story, in my opinion. Jessica Hayes allegedly stole an ambulance. She did a tweeter.
Jerica.
Huh? Jerica, excuse me. Thank you, some producer. Jerica Hayes stole an ambulance. She did a tweeter. Did you ever see Friday Night Lights?
No, never heard of it.
All right, well, bottom line is tweeter stole a police cruiser. Jerica stole an ambulance. Why? This guy here, funny, Mason, impersonated a police officer, kidnapped somebody, had a bomb, and that's all. He's going away. Transport guards in Kentucky jail have been accused of rape allegations. By the way, just to let you know, jail sometimes have to hire the bottom of the barrel. Kroger security guard was shot at by Philip Poik and Kroger's. No explanation why. And there was a Villa Hills shooting with some juveniles last night. There's shootings everywhere. And there was a Myers Drive shooting in Cincinnati. Nothing new on it. Man was transported to hospital. In local news, Tuis is geared up for Thanksgiving turkeys. This is their time to shine. That's where we got our turkey. Kenwood Mall is like going against the grain. Malls are closing all around the country. Kenwood Mall is packed all the time. Once upon a time, there were trial marriages, Jamie, in Cincinnati. They apparently, they didn't like them morally, but they still tried. Can you imagine having a trial? I think trial marriages would be good. Yeah. And that's called living together. Yeah. The Coleraine bicyclist that was hit died. And a semi overturned early this morning, and little piglets were everywhere. Get yourself a ham. In Kentucky news, the Kentucky Juvenile Justice Commissioner resigned, of course, and they're now looking for a new one. Kentucky State Police are looking for Jay Harrison in Callaway County. He's in trouble. In Kentucky State University, all the financial aid staff resigned. Remember we did a debate down there? Yeah. All the financial aid staff, they're going to do it outsourced. In Ohio news, an Ohio wrestling coach has been accused, he and his wife, of sexually assaulting folks. He and his wife. That's kind of bizarre, isn't it? George Billy Wagner trial is not going to be moved from Pike County. No shocker there. And Darby Bodie continues to battle whether or not she's in contempt or not. She's in good hands with Robert Croskery. And in Indiana news, there was a shooter at the Walmart Beaver Creek. Shootings, Jamie. That's all there ever is. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
Hello, you're watching Eric Deters World News. I'm Jamie Spinley. Today's latest headlines. Papua New Guinea's Mount Ula'un volcano continued to belch out smoke and ash after a major eruption yesterday, which sent a fume of smoke 50,000 feet into the atmosphere, temporarily disrupting flights from a local airport and prompting warnings of a prolonged volcanic activity. An Italian tribunal convicted 207 people and sentenced them to a combined 2,100 years in prison on charges related to their membership in Italy's 'Ndrangheta organized crime syndicate, one of the world's most powerful, extensive and wealthy drug trafficking groups. North Korea has notified Japan that it plans to launch a rocket carrying a military satellite in the direction of the Yellow Sea and East China Sea, the third attempt to send the Recon satellite into orbit following two failed attempts earlier in the year. It is set to take place at some point between November the 22nd and December the 1st. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said Japan was coordinating its response with its partners South Korea and the US, and that it would use any ballistic missile technology would be a breach of UN resolution. And the police and more than a dozen people were injured and several are feared dead in Liberia after a vehicle rammed into supporters of President-elect Joseph Boakai. The police have described the incident as an accident, but Mr. Boakai Unity Party called it a barbaric act of domestic terrorism. It came just after hours after Libya's electoral body declared him the winner. Until tomorrow, have a fantastic day. Cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American German Bulldog Nation, we're sports without boundaries. We have no boundaries. Does that shock you? No, it doesn't. All right, last night the Eagles beat the Chiefs, much to my chagrin, 21-17. Now, as a Bengals and Cowboy fan, here's how I viewed this game. The Bengals, I believe, may not win another game. Sorry, but that's the way I believe it. Backup quarterbacks don't win in the NFL. It's rarity. Is Jake Browning a Brock Purdy? Well, I guess we're about to find out. So I was rooting for the Eagles to lose to help my Cowboys. The freaking Chiefs receivers suck. And that includes Travis Kelce, who fumbled on a 10-yard line. Travis Kelce also dropped the pass on the final drive. Were you mad at Travis Kelce thinking about Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift and Kelce thing has finally interfered with my life. And then the one receiver with the name that's this long who drops a touchdown pass. It wasn't Patrick Mahomes' fault. Oh, and then Watson, he sucked too. Last play of the game, right in his hands. I bet you Patrick Mahomes is in that locker room going, my God, these receivers suck. Do you not agree, Josh Wentz?
Yeah, they did. They suck.
The Broncos' Jackson has been suspended 4 games for his hit on Dobbs of the Vikings. He deserves it. Jets have decided to go with Boyle. See you, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson looks like a high school pretty boy, college frat boy quarterback. Awful. And he might have a hot mom. And he might have a hot girlfriend. But he sucks. The Knicks are seeking $10 million from the Toronto Raptors for stealing some information, private information. We'll see what happens. The University of Kentucky took overtime to beat St. Joseph's 96-88 at home. And you ready for this? Reed Shepherd didn't score, but he didn't shoot. The guy didn't even shoot the ball. Weird. All right, another big game of note. Purdue, number 2, beat Gonzaga, number 11, 73-63. The other games don't matter. Brandon Staley, the Chargers head coach, is under fire. Why? Because he sucks. Trinidad and Tobago, or Tobago, what is it, Jamie Spinley, World News?
Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago beat the United States 2-1, but U.S. still advances. Brock Purdy, they said, had a perfect game. 153 whatever quarterback rating. How can it be perfect when he threw some incomplete passes, Josh Wentz?
Right.
I don't understand it. Aziz Bonadago, the 7-footer, has been cleared by the NCAA to play for the UC Bearcats. Zach Taylor says he's got all the faith in the world in Jake Browning. I'm glad he does. Baseball Hall of Fame's been announced. Lots of players will talk about it more. Brandon Phillips is on the list. And UK football, they say parents and players are speaking out. Stoops could be in the firing line. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Pop Culture, where I Googled this last night. And you know you can trust anything Google says, right? I Googled this. Travis Kelce is in 107 national TV ad campaigns. Now, I'm sure some products are multiples, like State Farm and whatnot. But my guess is, what I've seen, he's in at least 20 company commercials. At least. That doesn't count. We're not in the Kansas City market, okay? 107 TV national ad campaigns. The last 30 days, there's been 43,865 airings of a Travis Kelce commercial. The guy is going to have name recognition beyond all. Now, let me make fun of old Travis Kelce. I've been supportive of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift until last night. He fumbles the football at the 10-yard line. He drops passes. He led the receivers along with Watson and the guy with the big, long freaking name. What's his name? Josh Wentz. I can't think of the guy. Bottom line is the Kansas City receivers sucked. Unbelievable. Looks like Travis Kelce is officially distracted. You ready for this? Big Napoleon movie coming out. I've already purchased my tickets for Thanksgiving viewing of the Napoleon movie for me and my family. Napoleon's hat, Jamie, they thought would sell for $800,000. It sold for $2.1 million. Now, if I was a filthy, filthy rich person, I would have loved to have bought that hat. It would be hysterical to walk around the house, go to parties, show up at work in Napoleon's hat. And in fact, Jamie, can you explore checking out, because Napoleon's going to be hot, a fake Napoleon hat? Like, it's not going to be the actual Napoleon hat, but the same kind of hat as a costume. I would love to get Napoleon's hat. I will walk around all day with my hand in my breast pocket, and I'll say, "Parlez-vous anglais?" It's the only French I know. All right. You ready for this? This woman is taking on a renter. Now, this is creative. She's saying it's $900 for a room. But because there's only one bed, you got to sleep with her. Can you imagine the perverted dudes that are freaking contacting this? Funny. Asking for trouble, but it's creative. All right, now, you're going to be in the same bed. She doesn't say anything about fornication, you perverts. But I thought the same thing. Kim Kardashian is going to appear in a real movie called The Fifth Wheel. It's apparently some kind of comedy. Do you know why she's going to appear in the real movie?
It's her movie.
It's her movie. She's the producer. A woman on an international flight, like as soon as it took off, decided to go into labor and had the baby on the plane. There was plenty of help for her, and she delivered a healthy baby. That's pretty wild. Just think the story that kid gets to tell for the rest of its life. Riley Keough, the hot Elvis Presley granddaughter, inherited took $7.5 million out of the trust. Priscilla, $2.35 million, and that they made peace on that. Apparently, there was a $25 million insurance policy on Lisa's life. Wow. Shakira admitted to tax fraud, agreed to a payment plan, but avoided jail in her tax situation, and I think that was in Spain. All right, Adele has announced that her and Rich Paul are officially married. There was a prenup. Why? I think Rich Paul's got his own money, but Adele has $250 million. All right, Blue Bloods, CBS. A lot of you all like this show. Tom Selleck. This is going to be the last, I think it was 14 seasons.
Been on for a while.
The last airing. I've not watched one time. The Billboard Awards, music awards came out. You ready for this? Morgan Wallen won 11.
Never heard of it.
He's a country music singer that was referencing the N-word, didn't use the N-word in a bad light, and got all kinds of slack, and it catapulted into the front of the line. Jennifer Lopez posed with lots of side boob, right? Now, I got to ask you this question. This is why your life and my life is better than better than Ben Affleck's life. How would you like to be married to a woman who goes around dressing, showing off her side boobs? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Celebrities are weird freaking people. All right, Taylor Swift and Kelsey apparently had an emotional phone call about the tour and everything. Taylor, you cost my Cowboys and Eagles lost. I no longer support this relationship. Here's the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great one.